Has anybody watched the new season drop of Worst Neighbor Ever? I watch Worst Ex Ever, and it just seems like Netflix is finding all these horrible stories, and then in production, they're like, "Hold my beer, I got something better for you." Because the way that this story escalated and all the things that happened, it was just crazy. The first episode, it was about a woman named Frances Zaire who moved in with her friend Shauna, and from all accounts, they've been friends, and then they kind of like lost track. Nothing bad happened, and then they start kind of picking up where they left off. So she stays with her while her home is being renovated, and then once the renovations are done, she moves out. But uh, this is why mental health, like in this country, we got to take it more seriously because there's obviously a lot of mental health going on because Francis starts just constantly starting drama. There's instances where like she was naked across the street making scenes, the police being repeatedly called. Like some of the phone calls you could hear or you could tell that law enforcement was frustrated, like another call to this house to deal with this situation again. You could definitely hear their frustration or the tone in their voice. But eventually it does become it does lead to a physical altercation between Shauna and Francis. That's how bad it gets. And then eventually Miss Zaire does walk across the street and she shoots a gun and she injures Shauna and she ends up murdering her husband David. So many things like happen in between to where they get to this point, but it's just sad because this could have all been avoided. And from all accounts, David, Shauna's husband, was a wonderful man. He raised her child as his own from a very young age. Um, all of the police that he worked with at the correctional facility he worked for years had nothing but kind things to say to him or say about him. And even when he passed, other officers from other precincts volunteered their time to work at the precinct that he worked at so all his coworkers could attend his funeral. That's how much of an impact he made. It was just a very sad story, a crazy story, a fascinating story, because what do you do when you have a neighbor that will not stop harassing you and that the law can only do so much? There's only so many things that they can do to try to bring down the temperature to disengage the situation. Definitely check out this season. They have a few really good episodes. Like I said, I've only gotten to episode 3, but so far so good. Yeah, so I'll be back with more reviews later. Bye.